You ask me if I keep a notebook to record my great ideas. I've only ever had one. Nothing happens until something moves. A true genius admits that he or she knows nothing. I'd rather be an optimist and a fool than a pessimist and right. The world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. If you want your children to be intelligent, read them fairy tales. If you want them to be more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. I am by heritage a Jew, by citizenship a Swiss, and by makeup a human being, and only a human being, without any special attachment to any state or national entity whatsoever. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit and a violin, what else does a man need to be happy? Three rules of work: out of clutter find simplicity, from discord find harmony, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. The world is not dangerous because of those who do harm but because of those who look at it without doing anything. The years of anxious searching in the dark, with their intense longing, their alternations of confidence and exhaustion, and final emergence into light, only those who have experienced it can understand that. Imagination is the highest form of research. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. The search for truth is more precious than its possession. Wisdom is not a product of schooling but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. As a human being, one has been endowed with just enough intelligence to be able to see clearly how utterly inadequate that intelligence is when confronted with what exists. More the knowledge, lesser the ego; lesser the knowledge, more the ego. I believe that love is a better teacher than a sense of duty, at least for me. A calm and modest life brings more happiness than the pursuit of success combined with constant restlessness. A desk, some pads, a pencil, and a large basket, to hold all of my mistakes. A foolish faith in authority is the worst enemy of truth. A forced faithfulness is a bitter fruit for all concerned. A 100 times every day I remind myself that my inner and outer life depend on the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the same measure as I have received and am still receiving. A man must learn to understand the motives of human beings, their illusions, and their sufferings. A man's ethical behavior should be based effectually on sympathy, education, and social ties and needs. No religious basis is necessary. Man would indeed be in a poor way if he had to be restrained by fear of punishment and hope of reward after death. A man's actions are determined by necessity, external and internal. A man's value to the community depends primarily on how far his feelings, thoughts, and actions are directed towards promoting the good of his fellows. A new idea comes suddenly and in a rather intuitive way, but intuition is nothing but the outcome of earlier intellectual experience. A new type of thinking is essential if mankind is to survive and move toward higher levels. A perfection of means, and confusion of aims, seems to be our main problem. A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. A practical profession is a salvation for a man of my type. An academic career compels a young man to scientific production and only strong characters can resist the temptation of superficial analysis. A problem can't be solved with the same level of thinking that created it. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or are the others crazy?